Alright, here we have a Donkey Kong control panel that I'm restoring. This thing was a mess. There was cigarette burns all over this thing right here, all over the control panel layout. Usually the burns are where the buttons are up here, where the player 2, player 1 are. And to get the burns out, they were yellow stained burns. I just used basically some steel wool, and I rubbed it, cleaned it all out. And then I used Novus 123, which is this right here, so that way it's nice and shiny and it looks good. It's in this order. Alright, so I used that Novus 123 once I hit it with the steel wool, so now it looks really good. I also have a Donkey Kong Jr., which suffered from the same thing, and you can actually see there's some yellow marks right there, which I couldn't get it out. That's really deep. But the top of these control panels, they have like some kind of plexiglass, and it's basically, the picture is on the other side of this, so this is like a clear coat, and then the actual art is behind it, so you can actually scuff it down with some steel wool and it looks good. It's a replica of the instructions. This is the original joystick. The dust cover is original. The buttons, if you look at the buttons right here, there is right there, that's all the cigarette burns. And with the buttons, I did the same thing. I hit it with steel wool, then I hit it with Novus, so they're nice and clean, and then I faced them that way. So when I install this on the cabinet that I'm working on, you won't be able to see it. The control panel lag bolts, I had most of them. I bought a couple. I bought this one and this one. And these on the end here, these are original. That's original. This one's original right here. Alright. If we turn this around right now, to see what's doing underneath here, I basically took all of this apart and then I sprayed in there with this 3M silicone lubricant, and that's what I sprayed it with. But I had to take all this out before I did any of this and clean it all out, and there was gunk in here from the grease. The grease was actually white, and the gunk wouldn't let the joystick move around. So there was also some cracks on this control panel, and I filled it with Bondo, so it doesn't, break even more. The buttons, these are original buttons. This button I took from a Versus control panel. I'm not sure if it's original or not, but it looks like it is. So I put it on there. This right here, I'm gonna have to fix. This is for the joystick. You can see that the orange wire, the male pin, is missing from that, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. But when I installed this, basically I took all this blade out, I took everything out, I took the switches out, which is this right here. This right here is the actual, it prevents the joystick shaft from hitting the angles. So that's what that is right there. It goes up, down, left, right. So this is the joystick adapter right here, which came out as well. These switches came out. The four-way guide came out as well, and I had to clean it all out. And then I put it back, obviously. But this is what it looks like from the underside of the Donkey Kong control panel. And you notice that there's an extra button here, and this is factory, but they never actually put a button there. Alright, this is a small comparison right now. This one is a Donkey Kong original four-way joystick. Alright, and we can look at the guide right here that lets you go to four ways only. And then above, well, let's just look at it. We can see how it is more or less. Let me see if I can get this out of the way. You can see how it is more or less. It kind of goes, there's an indent where the directions are. And then we have the Versus control panel, which I have done nothing to it. But you can see the actual guide that controls up, down, left, right. You can see that you can hit the diagonals over here. Okay, that's one of the differences. The other difference is the plate looks the same, so you can actually use this for Donkey Kong. This plate right here, which is again the joystick adapter plate. If you turn it around, there's a spring on there as well. The Donkey Kong has that. But the top is very different. So as you can see, the balls, they're even a little bit different. I believe the Donkey Kong's a little bit bigger. And then the one for Donkey Kong, let me see if I can turn this around. You can see that there's a screw that stops the ball from spinning. I'll remove it. Here's the ball top for the Donkey Kong stick. And you can see that there's a hole right there. That's where the screw goes. So when it goes on the shaft over here, okay, when it goes on this shaft, it doesn't come out, so it can't spin. And that's on the Donkey Kong, okay? On the actual Versus control panel, there is no hole. So I'm assuming that the ball comes out, it spins out of the shaft. I don't know, I haven't really tried it. And again, the other thing you can see is on the Versus, this actually sits up like that, so you see the lag bolts. On the Donkey Kong, you don't see anything because it's pretty much hidden by the control panel. You see it, it has the same bolts as this. Well, they're not the same bolts, but it has the screws to hold the control panel in place, but you can't see it because of the CP overlay, which covers the whole thing. So that's basically it. And then I installed the buttons, and it's coming along looking good, but I just wanted to compare a little bit between the Versus joystick, which is this right here, and the Nintendo Donkey Kong. They're similar, but the top, as you can see right there, this plate right here is completely different. They're also, the dust cover for the Versus is totally different. There it is right there. The Nintendo DK actually uses this thing right here, and then it uses a black cover underneath here. So that's how it works. Most people take this out because there is kind of a dust cover underneath there, a black one, but I kept it. So we touched on how to get the smoke stains out and the differences between, more or less the difference between the Donkey Kong controller and the Versus controller. Alright, thank you.